Welcome back. Well, if you are interested in finding the best quality you can get out of your equipment and you want the best in testing, look no further than QoE. I'm here with Walter. And Walter, I tell you what, very impressed with your system. You're working with state-of-the-art equipment and the newest in standards. Tell us a little bit about your company.
All right, well, we test video quality, and we use industrial standards, ITU standards, to measure the video quality end to end. As the human perceives the quality. We use different metrics. We have a principal MOS metric, a mean opinion score metric. That metric stems from a subjective test where people actually looking at video and giving it a score, therefore the mean opinion score.
You know, all of that has really kind of evolved, you know, as television and HD has evolved, those standards are now evolving as well. You know, back in the 60s, we had the black and white chart that we'd sometimes see at the beginning of the day on a standard TV station, but that's all changed, hasn't it?
Yes, it has changed considerably, mainly because of things like compression and decompression, packet transmission over Ethernet networks. Also now with 3D, of course, the mixing and demixing of the signals, of the left and the right images.
You know, I can understand why, because there are so many different steps along the way that video can change or take a turn, different codecs that we work with. So you mentioned compression, all of that can change the data.
Yes, it does, and there are in fact new impairments that are caused by these compression algorithms, like blocking and tiling, which you commonly see on television if the bandwidth is not available and so forth. And so these impairments are new and need to be measured with latest standards and the latest tools.
And if we have the latest tools like QoE, ultimately we're going to be able to take that data and maybe make some tweaks and changes so our data comes out nice and crisp with that clear channel at the user end.
Yes, indeed. Our tools are primarily intended for engineers, scientists and also operators to detect any kind of degradation or impairment and then act upon it to improve it, correct it or optimize it.
Now the equipment that you make and the service that you provide, not just for TV stations, broadcast stations, but for equipment manufacturers as well, so they know they're putting out a good product.
Yes, indeed. It's very important that they do use considerable amount of testing to make sure, of course, that their product works well under many circumstances, different scenarios, and that they provide the best possible tool that they can provide.
Well, the best possible tool that you mentioned is really the only one that's actually doing 3D today, and that's a big craze. You're the only ones that really provide some testing to see if that's coming out, those oh so critical parameters.
Yes, indeed. We're the only vendor that provide tools for 3D quality testing using the latest ITU standards.
So everybody's going to be able to see their perfect and their favorite 3D movie, and it's going to come out just right as the manufacturer or the producer intended it to be.
Indeed, there's all possibilities of doing that, and we're proud to provide the tools to enable the broadcasters and the equipment manufacturers to be able to do that for the end user.
Well, Walter, can we go take a look at some of the actual tools?
Yes, let's do that. We have it right here.
So Walter, here we are at kind of the business end of the machine here. Tell us what we're looking at.
Okay, what we have here is we have a source of uncompressed video. Here we have a Blu-ray player which plays an image. We show it on the screen, but the image actually is captured by our tool, and our tool then transfers that image uncompressed to the encoder. The encoder then compresses the image and sends the compressed image back to our tool for video quality testing.
So we can actually see how the encoder is working, if it's coming out nice and clean on the other end, or if there might be something wrong with it.
Yes. We do run a test periodically on this encoder. We do run a test probably every 5 minutes. We use a 10-second clip to determine the quality, and then we show the results of that on our monitoring screen, which is adjacent to the actual screen that shows the image that we're making.
So that's going to make sure that what we're actually testing is good.
Yes, yeah, we can verify if everything's working properly, and we can also look at all the various metrics individually to see what the scores are. So we can look at the overall MOS score for overall quality, we can look at the blurring, we can look at the blocking, we can look at the tiling, we can look at the PSNR, Luma, for any kind of impairment that may be present there. So if the MOS goes down, we then want to know what causes that, and we look at those other metrics to be able to trace it down and get a cause and effect relationship.
And ultimately that's what the engineer wants to know, so they can tweak whatever they need to, the codec or whatever there might influence that signal, so it will come out better.
Indeed, yeah, that's the name of the game.
All right, Walter, with that said, right now I know you have to have the attention of all of our viewers out there. What's the best way for them to learn more about QoE?
Well, the best way is indeed to start going to our website, www.QoEsystems.com. And also, of course, to give us a call or send us an email and to contact us, because every particular situation is a little bit different. And we have solutions for every particular set of circumstance, or at least so far we've not run into anyone that we have not been able to address. So our website is a good place to start, and then contact us after that.
Easy enough. Well, Walter, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, Bill. It's a pleasure.